This video is sponsored by EA. I am very proud to present to you all today a brand new game mode for Apex Legends. Arenas. 3 versus 3 competitive fights in small, cultivated maps just specifically for this mode, as well as some small sections of the existing Battle Royale maps that have been cut out and optimized for Arenas. This is a best of, well, I shouldn't say best of, this is a first to 3 wins game mode. However, you must win by 2. So that means that you must win 3-0 or 3-1. You cannot win 3-2. You must then win 4-2 if the game is that close. This can go on until you get to a point where teams are 4-4. And in that case, the 9th round will be a sudden death decider round. In this game mode, you have currency, basically crafting metals, which you will use to purchase your loadout every single round. Unlike other games like Counter-Strike or Valorant, which have systems like this, you do not get to keep any of the things that you purchase from round to round. So, being careful with how much money you spend, eco rounds and the like are very, very important in this game, and it's just a different way of approaching the problem than other games in this genre have tackled before. Apart from that, your objective is simple. Map control, team deathmatch. There is no secondary objective. It is simply kill the opposing team, and the ring will close as if you were playing the Battle Royale. So there is no bomb to plant, no bomb to defuse, no point on the map to control to force a victory. But there are objects and items on the map for you to interact with that will give you an advantage and are worth controlling and worth fighting over. This will inform kind of how you play the map, how you construct your team, what your rollouts might be, things like that. But you still have to ultimately kill the opposing team. That is the only way to victory in this mode. Some of my favorite wrinkles to Apex Legends that this game mode brings into play are the fact that every legend now has the ability to be balanced differently than they would be in Battle Royale. Say, for example, a legend like Bloodhound, who can be very, very oppressive with their Q or by combining their ultimate with their Q. In this game mode, you have to purchase individual charges of your abilities that you want to cast. So if Bloodhound wants to go crazy with their ultimate and all of their Q charges, well, that is quite the big investment, and they may not be able to support having a pretty good gun while doing so. You have weapons like the R99 or the R301, some of the more powerful weapons in the game, being very, very expensive to purchase. Whereas something a little bit more middling, like perhaps a Sentinel, is quite a bit more affordable for you to get and is actually achievable as early as round 1. There is no pistol-only round like you might experience in other games in this genre. But then again, this isn't those games. There's going to be a different spin on how things work, and it's all part of the overall economy system that this game is playing around. Legends or weapons or abilities or whatever else that are incredibly valuable and strong in the Battle Royale may or may not be quite as good or strong or valid of choices in this game mode simply due to their cost or other factors that we are yet to see down the line. In addition, some legends who typically may not be super useful or super strong picks at the highest end of ranked and things like that can actually be very, very powerful in this game mode. One example I would like to draw your attention to, who unfortunately I did not play in my time with this build of the game, would be Loba. Loba has the ability to get her ult very, very early on in the game for very cheap, and she can use that to get all of the items from pills that are scattered about each of these arenas. Arenas. The pills every single time, by the way, will always carry 1 medkit, 2 shield batteries, and a Phoenix kit. So being able to loot those from a distance for your team with her ultimate is very, very powerful. And let's not forget the fact that a care package will spawn every single round as another item for both teams to fight over. When you're between rounds, you'll see in the bottom right corner of your screen which weapons will be spawning in that care package for that round. And they will be fully kitted standard weapons, at least for the earlier rounds. So having a Loba to pull those items to your team from a distance can be very, very powerful. There are also situations where Lifeline can purchase her ult early and get weapons randomly from the care package, which, you know, for how much money you're putting in and like a blue or purple potentially rarity weapon coming out, that can be very, very high value and can be very good economy if maybe perhaps you are in like maybe you're in sort of an advantageous position after round 1 and you want to kind of take it easy on your cash or whatever strategy that you may come up with. Lifeline can do some interesting things. I've also very much been liking Fuse in this game mode because he gets 2 charges of his Knuckle Cluster in this. He can fire them in quick succession, and that represents quite a lot of damage and space control at a moment's notice. This legend, I think, can be very, very powerful in the early game and can really set your team up for some quick wins in round 1 and round 2, because enemies are not going to have a whole lot of heals to deal with all the chip damage that he is putting out thanks to multiple charges of his Knuckle Cluster. He doesn't even need to spend money on grenades. You can think of it as just Fuse gets 2 grenades for free every round. Like, just that in and of itself is pretty good. And I want you to think about arenas kind of in that way, where just because a legend may not be the strongest or the best or the most interesting in Battle Royale, they may bring something very special and unique to the table when it comes to arenas. Your perceptions of balance should be questioned when coming into this. You should look at this game not as Apex Legends the Battle Royale, but as a different new game entirely. Now, moving on from all that, we have a few other major things that are coming into this update, which I'm not going to go in nearly as much depth with because I spent most of my time with Arena. First off, of course, we have a brand new legend, Valk. Her abilities are basically as follows. Her Q is to shoot out a series or a salvo of rockets that carpet bomb an area that you paint. They will deal about 25 damage on a good hit. I've seen up to 28 if I get a couple of the rockets to hit somebody, but I have not seen much more than 28 damage, at least so far in my usage of the ability. It will also very briefly stun opponents as if they were hit by an arc grenade. Her ultimate is basically where she turns herself into a redeploy balloon for your team. Simply press the ultimate button to start spinning up your VTOL jets, and then your teammates can attach to you if they so choose. When you're ready, you can press left click and you will lift off and you will fire away as if you are jumping off of a balloon. So it's basically a redeploy for your entire team. Her passive is to highlight enemy units while you are flying or redeploying. So not from like a really high jump, but if you specifically redeploy either from her ultimate or from a respawn or from a balloon or whatever other fashion you are able to redeploy, her passive will activate, which will turn your screen a green tint, and it will paint all enemies that you can visually see. So that is very, very interesting. And it also is going to give you a little passive on your radar as well, where you have a spinning radar sweep that goes around on your minimap in the top left corner, and that can also paint enemies for you as well. You also, of course, have the VTOL jets that you can use as your passive if you simply hold down the jump button, or you can use it as a toggle depending on what settings you use in your settings menu. You can float and also just cover very large vertical distances if you use all of your VTOL jets fuel. It's a very interesting way of approaching verticality in this game, and gives you a very selfish way of getting around without having to be Horizon or having to be Pathfinder or having to be an Octane. This is just another way to get some mobility in, but it's a way that doesn't necessarily benefit the team unless you're using the ultimate specifically. Valkyrie does, however, seem like a very powerful legend and one that is going to see quite a lot of play in high levels of ranked. I think that she is going to be one of these staple legends alongside many of the others. I think she's going to fit into a very, very interesting place in the metagame, and I'm very interested to see how she shakes up when some really, really good pros get their hands on her. I'm especially looking forward to Monsoon, if those of you are aware of Monsoon. He is a great player, cool guy. Very excited for what he's going to do with this character. Keep your eyes on him. Next up, we have a small map update for Olympus, which is going to affect the area nearby to Solar Array, which is one of my favorite drops. You have a brand new ship that has landed in Olympus and has extended the map in a new, different way. Added some brand new areas for you to explore. You can see kind of what the area looks like in the clips showing here. Not a whole lot to say about it at this point. Again, I did not spend too much time with the map update and with the Battle Royale. I started playing this build on the capture day very, very late due to having to work my normal, real, full-time job. So by the time I was able to actually play, it was kind of difficult to get matches, and there was only really just people playing arenas left. So sorry I don't have a lot of great Valk footage or a lot of great footage of this new area for you today, but rest assured, we'll have plenty of both once all of this new stuff drops on May 4th. With that said, that'll just about do it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you are as excited about Season 9 Legacy as we all are. The brand new game mode coming in, Arenas, is definitely what I'm looking forward to the most. And fret not, ranked arenas will not be coming out at launch, but ranked arenas will be coming in the future. Once people have some time to get used to the game mode and learn it, ranked will be coming sometime after. For any other questions or wanting to learn about the balance updates or whatever else is coming, you can check out playapex.com for all of that information. I will link some of those articles down below in the description box for you if you would like to read them from there. And I will talk to you all again very soon. Take care.